As a parent, what did your child's school do that made you say, you can't be serious? My kids are homeschooled now, but there were many things. For my daughter, she had a severe concussion and wasn't allowed to be in any screens at all. The doctor's note went into details about what she could and couldn't do. Her computer teacher put her on a computer multiple times, even though she tried to tell him she couldn't do that. In science class, they made ice cream. Her science teacher made her eat it, even though she's lactose intolerant. She tried to tell him. He said he knows she's lying. She was very sick when I picked her up in school. I asked him the next day that even if she was lying, why would he force a kid to eat ice cream? His answer was because part of the lesson was following the scientific method, and tasting it was necessary. My daughter got locked outside of the building. I still don't know for sure how long she was locked out, but her teacher never noticed. She ran around the building banging and crying on windows until she was found. Her teacher claims it was maybe a minute, but we went to the building after school a few days later, and she showed me the distance she went. It definitely was longer than a minute. My son, he tripped and fell in class, and a backpack hook went into his eye. I got there just before the ambulance and rode with him to the hospital. The next day, I came back to get his backpack. They wouldn't let me in the building. They handed me his stuff through a window and told me to make sure I get a doctor's note to excuse his absences. I was furious. I got an apologetic call from the principal later that day. I tried to get my kids moved to other schools in the area, but because my daughter needed extra services, she's since been diagnosed with autism, she wasn't accepted. I can't prove this is the reason she hasn't been accepted for sure, but she's been in wait lists for years, and I know of another kid that was definitely added after her that was accepted for the same school in the same grade, so she was skipped over.